Okay, so we're just gonna stir it just a little longer and let it simmer a little while, just so that the flavor from the cinnamon leaves can really infuse the coconut. Okay, so your coconut is just about ready. All you do before you turn it off, you remove the leaves. Okay, now you need iron hands for these. Okay, if you don't have iron hands, don't attempt these. Okay, you can use a pair of tongs, a tweezer, a fork, anything but your hands. Okay, if you look in here, you see a little bit of the moisture. We want that to dry out just a little bit before you turn it off. Okay, but you don't want it too dry because you want to, when it's baking, for the flavor of the coconut to seep right into the moisture from the coconut, you want it to seep right into the pastry. One last leaf left here. Okay, it's just about dry enough, and voila. Here we're gonna add roughly a half teaspoon of salt. Okay, and then we're gonna mix that together using the pastry blender, or you can use your fingers, hold the butter knives. Okay, so in here we have 2 pounds of flour because we're gonna make a lot of pastry, and so since the proportion is half fat to flour, we have 2 pounds of flour and 1 pound of fat. Okay, and your 1 pound of fat consists of a half pound of butter and, well, margarine, and a half pound of shortening. Okay, that way you have a good balance, and of course that enhances the flavor. Okay, so we continue blending this together, the flour and the fat, until the mixture looks like fine breadcrumbs, after which we will add our cold water to complete the pastry. Okay, so it's ready and looking like fine breadcrumbs. So we're going to make a well in the center so that we can pour the liquid. Okay, make a well in the center. Okay, and you pour some liquid, pour some of your liquid, and then you mix it up like this. So a little oozed out here, like a volcano, but you don't need it, you mix it. Okay, and then you mix it until it forms a ball. Okay, so you have sufficient moisture in here, and at this point you proceed to form your pastry balls. Okay, we will refrigerate the balls for approximately an hour before rolling them out, and then you proceed to make your dish. Voila, there you go. Okay, now that we have our pastry balls nicely shaped, we're going to refrigerate that for about an hour, and then we'll be back in a few to roll them out. Our board, and we're going to lightly flour our rolling pin as well. Okay, then we grab our pastry ball, put on here, flatten it a little, and then we roll. Now you roll, when you're rolling pastry, you roll in one direction. You may roll this way and you may roll that way, however you don't go back and forth. When you're rolling, you roll in one direction, so either forward or backward, but you don't go forward and backward in the same motion. Okay, so here we go. Now if you want a really flaky pastry, what you do, you fold the pastry over like this, and you fold it over like that again, okay, and you fold it like this, okay, roll it up like this, and then shape it back into a ball, okay. That way you create layers, pockets of air, and that allows it to rise, and that gives you really nice and flaky pastry. Okay, so you don't want too much flour on there, you don't want to do that too many times, otherwise the pastry ball becomes hard. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna roll out again, lightly flour the rolling pin, and we go through the process again. This time we will not be folding it over. Okay, you continue like this until you get the exact size and thickness that you want. Our pastry is rolled out to about 1/8 of an inch thick, and now we lightly flour our cutter, and we're just gonna go ahead and press down like this, okay, like this, okay, and you continue like that, and then okay, and just to show you what it looks like, you pick up like this and you place it inside your muffin tins just like that, okay, and then we will put our filling in a little bit. Okay, so now that we have our shells in place, I'm just gonna fill them up nicely like this. See, nice natural coconut color. Okay. We use the back of the dumpling press to cut those shapes. Okay, we are now going to use the dumpling press to fill them up. Okay, we have lightly floured our dumpling press, and we're going to put the circle right in here, and we're going to put a little bit of the filling in here. Take a little bit. You don't want to overfill it. Okay, put just a little bit in here, and then you fold it over and you press. Okay, open it up and voila. Okay, and you have a coconut turnover.